All right, welcome back to the channel. On today's episode, we're going to be installing the most compact, powerful, nice looking wall mounted vacuum kit that I've ever installed. And I've played with a lot of them, let me tell you. And this thing is absolutely amazing. I'm super stoked on it. Anybody can do it. It's a very easy install. But before we even get started, let's take a close up look at this thing and let's check it out. Wow, that thing looks freaking awesome. I'm really stoked on it. I wanted to talk about a few things before we actually get going with the install. This is part 3 of a little mini series I'm doing. Part 1 was everything inside the wall, all the studs, all the blocking that it takes to hold all this heavy equipment on the wall. That's all covered in the first video. The second video, I did all the pressure washer stuff, everything you would need to do that. And by the way, I'm working off of a set of architectural plans that I personally drew myself. It has every single measurement you could possibly want or need to do this job. I'll have that over my website. Here's a QR code and also a link so you can go check that out if you have any measurement questions. But as for today, we're going to be doing the wall mounted vacuum, but keep in mind, here's another interesting thing. These do not have to be mounted next to each other. I did that because I like the compact setup. I think it looks good. It's very functional. Everything's right here for the car, but you could put the wall mounted vacuum down there, the pressure washer over here. You can mix it up however you want, but keep in mind while you're watching the install, some of the techniques I'm using is to level these off so that they're exactly the same. But if you independently install them at different spots, you just mix it up and change your measurements accordingly. All right, without any further delay, let's get started, get this thing installed. So now that we got the pressure washer hose reel locked into position on the wall, we're going to start by putting a piece of tape on the side. We're going to measure off the center point. We're going to use a good high quality level. This is a 6-footer, a good one. You can use a smaller one though. And we're going to use the level to come over here and find the center point for the height for the vacuum hose reel. Once we found the center point for that, then we'll use our plans and our measurements to build a nice center line vertically as well. Now we'll use tape and the marker, and I want to put a nice cross on the wall here that's large enough so that I can put my vacuum hose reel template right on top of it, and there should be some tape hanging out both sides so that we can align those notches. Now that we have the template in place, we're going to go ahead and we're going to use some sort of punch or a awl or whatever you got, and we're going to make nice little indents into the drywall on all the way around on all 4 holes. And then once we get those in there, we can start working on getting those all the tape off the wall. Again, when you're removing the tape off the wall, be careful. Don't just yank it off and tear a bunch of paint off. But we'll get that tape off the wall, and then we're going to start to do the drilling. Same thing as before. We're going to drill the holes. Take your time. Use a vacuum to collect all that dust. Get all your holes drilled. Now it's time to get that vac hose reel up on that wall. I'll tell you what, this one's a little bit more heavy. Don't go throwing your back out blaming me, man. So we'll lift it up into position. Then we're gonna finger tight all those lag bolts in just like we did the last one. Now we're gonna take that ratchet and just sink it down, not all the way. Leave a little bit of play in those bolts, because we're going to throw the level on it. We'll do what it takes to get it level. If you got to move it around a little bit, that's what we want, perfectly level. Then we'll come back behind with the ratchet again, and we'll cinch it down nice and snug, and be careful not to lose your level during that process. With the reel in position, now we'll find the center line of the reel, and we'll go ahead and run a tape line straight vertically up that'll cover the whole center line of the vacuum install. We'll mark it vertically up and down, mark the bottom. We'll mark the bottom of the bracket. We'll put the bracket up into position and kind of get it on our center line. And I'm going to use a Phillips screwdriver just to kind of etch in these holes, so it'll kind of give me guidance on where I'm going to drill the holes into the drywall. Remove the tape gently. Thanks for watching the video, and if you're enjoying it, consider hitting that subscribe button. Yeah!
Next, we'll go ahead and install the vac. It looks like it'd be heavy, but it's actually not that heavy. Put that lid on. Now it's time to start working on the crank. It's super easy. The main bolt goes through. We take 2 box wrenches and just kind of tighten it down. And it's designed to be pretty tight, and then the plastic piece will still have a little play in it. And man, it rolls nice and smooth. Now we'll undo the hose keeper, and the vacuum hose is designed to just slide right onto that coupling, super snug with no leaks, just by hand. Put it on nice and tight. Now we'll work it over to the keeper. Want to try to get it to lay inside there nicely. That first coil that we're going to do is kind of going to be predicated on us getting this hose keeper cinched down. This keeps the hose not only in the right position, but it keeps it from pulling out of that coupling. And then when we start winding it on, the first wind, you're going to have to try to work with it a little bit. The hose doesn't have the memory from being on the reel yet. And we'll just work it all the way over. All the way back, nice and uniform. It fits on the reel super easy. And this is plenty of hose to reach around any distance away from the wall here. And there it is, all set. We'll just tighten up the tensioner a little bit so that it doesn't unreel. Now let's work on the low voltage on and off switch. I'm going to go ahead and pinch on an electrical connector here that's going to plug right into the back of the vacuum. And don't forget, this low voltage wire runs right down to my light switch that's on the wall next to the reel. And this is going to be how I turn the vacuum on and off. So once I'm done with this wiring, it'll be the last time you see me back here.
Now's a good time to talk about the components with this particular setup. We got the vac machine itself. We got the suction intake line that goes from the machine down to the reel. We got the hose reel and the hose that's going to go to our attachments and so forth. And then on this side, we have the exhaust. Now the exhaust is going through the wall and it's venting out into the front yard there, so it not only keeps the noise down, but any particulate that could be escaping out of the vac, which hardly any does, if any, I want it out of here. So that's a much cleaner setup. But for now, let's talk about the suction intake line between the machine and the hose. Now to do this, it's basically 2-inch PVC pipe. It does not come cut the size. You're gonna have to make some cuts and measure it based on your layout. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start by dry fitting this 2-inch PVC onto the kit with no glue or anything. I just wanna get it up there, get it fully in position, exactly how I want it. And then I'm gonna take a Sharpie and I'm gonna go ahead and mark across the joints here so that I know after I glue it exactly where I'm gonna put it back together when the glue is setting, so that I got that same exact layout once it's glued. That's the trick to that. So we're going to use common plumbing practices, both cutting the pipe, gluing the pipe. We want to make sure we use good primer, get the pipe nice and clean, and then use some good PVC glue. That's going to make it stick, and it's going to, some people might argue to say, oh, you really don't need the glue on there. Maybe not, but I don't want any type of leaking going on anywhere on my system. So I want it glued watertight, airtight. It's going to give it the best suction possible. And now that we got it all glued together, you can see here that mine is done all custom black. I took it outside and decided, man, I want to paint this. I want it looking absolutely awesome, just like I did with the Krenzla. I found the perfect black powder coat looking spray paint that just, man, it feels like powder coating. It looks like powder coating. I put a nice coat. Actually, I put probably 2 coats on there just to make sure I got full coverage, but 1 coat would have done it if you did it with good coverage. But it looks so much better like this. It looks custom and ready to go. Now let's move over to the exhaust side of it.
We'll start by putting some tape where we plan on marking off the center of the pipe. Next, we'll take a level and we'll look down the pipe and we'll get that dead center vertical mark first. Now the same thing in horizontal mode. Just look straight down. You'll see the marks on the pipe and you can make it absolutely dead center here. Now we have a cross. We know exactly where it's going to go through, and you can see it lines up with the vertical mark and the horizontal mark. So we know that that's going to be just absolutely right in the center. We'll pull the 90 off. We'll use that pilot bit. I want to drill down on the angle because any protrusion through the wall, we want to make sure that if any moisture tries to come in, it's a downhill slope away from the interior. We'll run it all the way through. I'm confident that there's nothing behind here. I just built the wall. Otherwise, make sure you're not drilling through wires or plumbing. Now we'll go ahead with our hole saw. Use a high quality hole saw and take your time real slow through the drywall. We want to barely etch it. The last thing we want to be doing is just ripping big hunks of drywall off right now. It'll look terrible. So as it starts to cut, it's just going to do a razor sharp edge here. I'm just barely moving it in. It is making quite a mess, but I'm going to have to clean that up. Now that we punch through, we'll just take it nice and easy. Same thing, repeat on the outside to get 2 nice clean holes. And now you'll see that that pipe fits absolutely perfect in there, and that's a razor sharp edge. We'll go ahead and mark the pipe exactly where it's going to meet the 90. We'll go ahead and take a file and deburr it so that nothing gets caught on there. It's just a smart thing to do. Now we got our 90-degree fitting, and we're going to pull the pipe back out, go back outside, and we're going to paint it again black. I even painted the inside brown on this, so from the outside it matches the house. The pipe fits in fantastic. Cleans up really clean. Put the 90 back on. Now I decided not to glue this one because if I ever have to disassemble the vac, I don't want to struggle with it, and it's just the exhaust. And you can see the downhill flow going to the exterior pipe that's going through the wall, and look how clean that cut was through the drywall. I'm telling you, it's worth it to take your time. And that looks absolutely phenomenal too. I'm stoked on that. This whole kit just turned out great. It's just clean. It's as compact as it can possibly be. All the colors look insane. Everything that can be hidden is hidden. The only thing showing is what we're using, and that's how I like it.
So the installation process is complete. I just wanted to take a minute and talk about what we got here, why I went with this design. I mean, I wanted it super compact, meaning very little gap in between. I wanted all the electrical hidden behind, and you can see you can't see any of that. All the wiring is tucked away. All the pipe work is about as compact as I could get it. I mean, the 90 is literally hooked to the reel. There's just nowhere else to make that any smaller. My electrical that comes over to run the machine, I see a lot of people, they'll have different methods on turning the machine on and off. There is a switch on the side, but mine's right there in the wall. It can't be any more convenient than that. Literally turn it on, unreel it, wind it up, and bang, it's off. It's absolutely perfect for my setup. Obviously, you can play with this and do it however you want. I appreciate you sticking around to the end. I know it's been a long series of videos. It's just that this install was so in-depth, and usually people ask me so many questions that I wanted to make sure that I covered all the topics so that you guys can do this in your garage too. And keep in mind, I am going to have more videos coming in the future about this. My next big video is going to be testing all this. I want to show you, all this stuff in action, working with some real life action out in the driveway. I also have some plans to swap out a few of the pressure washers on the top. I got this one here that I was showing you earlier. We're going to give that a try. Throw that on there for all you AR fans and test that in this configuration too. See how it looks, see how it goes. Over on my website, I got all these layouts with parts and pieces, just everything that you would possibly need with good descriptions. It's all about trying to help you get your setup in your garage and be able to do it yourself. Or at the very least, if you're not handy enough for that, because this does take, a certain level of handiness. If you're unable to accomplish it, hopefully you can share with your local handyman or your contractor, and between the two of you, you can get the job done and get everything exactly how you want it so that you can enjoy detailing with your kit. I'll tell you what, I sure do. This makes me absolutely want to get out there and do the job that much more. And that's pretty much all I can say about that. Again, I'll have links to everything in the description, links to the website where everything is going to be there. I appreciate you subscribing to the channel. Stick around for these next couple videos surrounding this. They're going to be amazing. It's probably what most people are waiting for. I know the install videos are kind of in deep and long, and they can be a little bit boring digging into those details, but I appreciate you sticking around to the end. I'll tell you what, this entire setup is absolutely amazing. There's nothing about it that I'm unhappy with at all. I'll tell you what, I can't wait to show you guys some projects in the future using this stuff. We'll see you on the next one. Yeah.